Hello. In JTL 13, we'll be discussing the grouping game when there are more than two groups. Some things to be aware of is that there's now no more shortcuts. So more than two groups, our options go away. It isn't like the player can now go in one group or the other. Now it can be three or four or five groups. This means it will take longer to form deductions. And when you form the contrapositive, it can't be simplified, meaning it's going to remain big and ugly. Our first example, 8 parakeets, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z, are housed in 3 separate cages, A, B, and C, and each cage must house at least 2 parakeets. So, we know that this means, okay, there's going to be 3 groups, A, B, and C, and we'll have 8 players. This is an example of an overbooked game, more players than there are cages, meaning that at least 2 or actually one of them, but two groups are going to have more players than the other. In this example, we see if Sam is housed in cage C, then Waxer is housed in cage A. We can't simplify that. Okay, that means in the contrapositive, okay, S has to be in B or C or A or wherever. It just means now we have to keep this ugly relationship. We can't simplify it anymore. We only remove the possibility of what happens when Waxer's not an A. It means S, yes, S isn't C, but S can still be an A or B. Like I said earlier, it's important to identify whether it's an underbooked or overbooking game that you're dealing with. So in this example, each of 3 cities, G, H, and I, will be awarded grants in exactly 2 of the following areas: parks, roads, school, theaters, and waterways. So we have a overbooking game, or we have an underbooked game. Sorry. With 5 players and 6 slots, so which means one of the areas will be inserted additionally to one of the cities. And like I said, it changes the situation. If it's an overbooking game, so now you have 9 children appearing in 4 two-person teams, meaning that it's a stable game as well. There are going to be two possibilities for each team. 2 of the players. That means that one of the kids will be out. So, this is why it's important to identify whether it's stable or unstable. So that's going to be all for JCL 13, simply because the strategy of attacking or of completing a more than 2 group game is going to remain the same, right? The only big distinction is that there's going to be no more shortcuts when going about the game. However, there will be the baby relationship, there will be the love, the hate, and the stock relationship. So all 4 rules will apply. So it's important to note that this game is going to take a lot of time, a lot of thinking of the rules, and you need to spend a lot of time in the setup and forming your deductions.